Hi guys, welcome back to Avalon. Alright, I have a message here for someone who knows someone who has been through a very difficult childhood. There has been a lot of struggle, a lot of chaos in their home growing up. Possibly a situation where they witnessed the divorce of their parents. A father figure or a grandfather, an uncle, a brother, who's the older one, who should have been the wiser one, didn't look out for everybody else involved, and left. This is a message for someone that didn't feel very welcome or safe in their own home or within their own family dynamic. It was all about the looks of something, the performance, how it is going to appear to other people, the public, neighbors, friends, outside family members. Everything had to look a certain way. Everything had to look honorable and respectful and in place, when really behind closed doors it wasn't. There was a lot of chaos, there was a lot of drama. The emotions of the children involved, they didn't matter. So as a result, whoever I'm reading for here, if it's a person you know or if it's yourself, you didn't feel very welcome and at home in your own home. That was an ongoing situation for a long time here. I'm seeing a person who was stuck in a home and with parents, possibly a father, some sort of family member who wasn't emotionally available, who didn't care about the emotions of the children involved, only cared about materialism, only cared about the things that looked good. This person was taught to wear a mask, to go for the surface level, superficial relationships, contacts, contracts in life. And this is a person who has now just become aware of that and is stepping out of this energy. This person wants to talk to you about what they have discovered about their childhood and their upbringing, and how much there was just wrong and misaligned with that. They want to reach out to you and talk to you about it because they feel like they can trust you. This is a very specific message here today, so if this doesn't resonate at all, I would totally understand. But someone seems to, needs to hear this, so I'm putting this out anyway. A cycle has been completed for this person, maybe the ending of 2025, moving into this first full moon of the year, which is a full moon in Cancer. There's a lot of emotions about childhood that came up to the surface for this person that I'm seeing here. They have been reflecting a lot about their upbringing, about the difficulties in their childhood and in their youth. This is most likely a person who has moved out as quickly as they could when they got older. So maybe the moment they became, fully of age, the moment they turned 18 or 21, they left the house as quick as they could because they never felt comfortable there. They never felt at home there. They never felt welcomed there. That they couldn't really be who they truly are. They had to hide who they are. They had to hide their feelings. But this person has only recently discovered, maybe this week or even today, that they have taken these patterns that they have learned these mindsets with them their entire lives up until now. So even if they have moved out rather quickly, when they were still kind of young, maybe right after graduating from high school or something, they thought they left this dynamic behind, this experience behind. They have completely let go of it, but they have discovered now they haven't. There's still a lot of healing that they need to do about their childhood and how no one really took care of them, specifically emotionally speaking. They were left alone with their pain. Like I said, maybe the pain of losing a family member, the pain of parents divorcing, maybe feeling torn between what to do, who to stay with, whether they should move in with their father, with their mother. Maybe they had to look after their younger siblings and be the mature one, the grown one. They always had to keep it together. There was a complete, at some point on this journey here, there was a complete emotional detachment from their emotions for that person. They just pretended they don't feel anything. They became cold. They completely suppressed what they felt so that they could survive. It's a surviving mechanism. But for whatever reason, right now, the beginning of this year, maybe because of this full moon that we had in Cancer, the energy is still somewhat around. This person is reflecting on that, really sitting with themselves, realizing, I thought I had left this behind, but I haven't. There's still a lot of work for me to do. I haven't really looked and analyzed what has happened here and how that has influenced my entire life. I left it behind physically, but not psychologically or mentally. This is someone who is used to a lot of conflict and drama in their lives. They might have a lot of people in their ear, maybe their family, who always told them what to do, what not to do, or, care more about the looks of something rather than the feels of something. Go for the shiny objects and the things that glitter. But what glitters isn't necessarily gold, right? This person is discovering that they have prioritized the wrong relationships, the wrong opinions in their lives, and that has led them to a lot of inner struggle. So if they thought in the past they got away from old family dynamics, they have discovered they haven't done that because they have inherited those dynamics. They have grown up around them. They became a part of who they are. And they have taken them with them subconsciously the entire time. They're fighting now to get out of those energies. Maybe love doesn't have to be difficult. Maybe love doesn't have to be hard. Maybe it's not important what other people think. Maybe it's more important what those things make me feel. They want to talk about this. They want to speak with someone about that. If you're not this person that I'm seeing here, then maybe it's a person you know or you will know who trusts in you to talk through a lot of their childhood, their past. They want to get out of an energy that they have dragged along with themselves for many, many years. They want to start fresh this year, and they also want to cut ties with a lot of people in their lives that don't really serve them, that may have used them for some sort of personal gain, or this is a person that discovers that the people that they have around themselves are not really on their side. There's always a lot of struggle, maybe fighting. He was accepted into a group. I said he, that's interesting. This person was accepted into a group dynamic, a friendship circle, so to speak, and they had to act a certain way. They had to perform a certain way, just like they had to perform in childhood. So this is a person that most likely left their home, their family, as fast as they could in order to find happier and more fulfilling connections. But they stumbled right upon a friendship group, maybe people that they were connected with in childhood already, or that they connected with later at their job, who are just as their family, who are also seeking a person who agree with everything they do, who is the way they want that person to be, so that they can benefit from that person as much as they can. This person is discovering that they are surrounded by the wrong people altogether in their entire life. Maybe they are estranged from family or some family members. Maybe they have distanced themselves from their childhood and their family and thought they have overcome the difficult parts of it. But they ran right into a friendship dynamic with people who are not really friends, who are just using this person. So this is a person who's sitting down right now, kind of overwhelmed with this realization, oh my gosh, I'm repeating the same situations I have seen growing up with other people. And I have been repeating that for a very, very long time. It's a never-ending story. I never got out of it, but I want to get out of it now. The 37 on this card equals a 10 in numerology, and boiled down, a 10 is a 1. We are in a year 1 now with 2026, right? So this is a year to set new foundations, to become more stable, to start fresh. This person wants to start fresh. They have taken a close look at the people they have around themselves, and they're not happy, they're not satisfied. They don't have anyone around them that they can trust, other than possibly you here, you know? They want to talk with you, or they're going to reach out to you to talk with you about what they have discovered. They feel very alone. You know, it's this feeling of realizing that you have spent your entire life surrounding yourself with people that don't actually really care about you that much. You know, they only care about what you can do for them, but not actually care about you as a person. This person is realizing that they have been used. And their entire life is basically a performance. They hide behind a mask. They hide behind a persona that they built in childhood of a very emotionally avoidant or detached individual who is going for the shiny things, right? For the surface level connections that look good. But they're now realizing they don't really have any people around them that they have a real, truthful, deep connection with. There is no substance in their relationship dynamics. And they don't want that anymore. This is a person who's tired to play a role of someone that they truly aren't and have never been. This is a person who is now discovering that their ideas about relationships and friendships stem from a dysfunctional family dynamic that they have witnessed growing up. But that true friendship and true relationships are equal, where people show themselves openly, where they are vulnerable, where they discuss feelings, where they communicate emotions, where it's teamwork, it's collaboration, people come together. An energy of I see you and you see me, and I care about you and I know you care for me, so we'll show up for each other. This person never had that. They don't have a support system in any sort of way. They're completely by themselves and they feel alone. They have been attached to some very karmic dynamics here for a very, very long time. Kind of being a robot for other people and what they wanted, you know. And it looked good, it looked great, you know. There was a lot of partying involved, a lot of just having fun for the sake of it, but this person is discovering like that. What kind of fun was it even? It was just, you know, getting drunk, getting wasted, jumping from one relationship to the other, satisfying what other people wanted to see. But this person was never satisfied with their own choices that they made. They thought that's what life is, you know? They thought that's what relationships are. It's just I take as much as I can. I don't have to make an effort very much. It's all ego-based. This person most likely confused lust with love or passion with chemistry. This person confused having a lot of people around them with having a solid friend circle around them when really they never really had that. They're now fighting to get out of these connections with people that they have discovered are not really on their side. This is a complete transformation this person is going through here with the Death card. What does this have to do with you, I wonder? Spirit, Well, yeah, now it becomes clear. You're a solid anchor for this person in their life. I don't know if you're aware of that. They see you as a Queen of Pentacles. They see you as grounded, stable, at peace with yourself, calm, balanced. You're balanced. You're fair. You demand fairness and equality and justice. You see right through them, you know? I don't know how you have met this person or who this is for you, but this person looks at you as the ideal partner, the person that they want to be with, the good influence in their life that they never really had before. Through meeting you, they have realized what true friendship, what equality, what fairness, what dignity, but also what love really is. Because you're so different from what they have grown up around, the dynamics that they've been witnessing there, but you're also so different from the quote-unquote friends they have in their life. There's a different way to go about life. The friendships and connections this person has chosen, has settled for, are not really honest, truthful, and real connections. You are not surface level, right? You are mature. You take responsibility for your actions. You truly care. And that has shown this person that the people in their life never really take accountability for their actions. They don't really care about them. They're all playing a role. You're the first person maybe that they have met in their life who's not playing a role, but who's real and authentic. You could be an Aquarius, or you could just be very grounded, so an earth sign. You could be a Virgo, for example. I'm getting strong Virgo energy here. This person that I'm seeing here could be a fire sign, possibly a Leo. They had a very unhappy childhood, and they are now realizing they have projected that childhood experience onto all their connections that they have now in their life, and they're sick and tired of it. They feel miserable, they want to get out of it, and they feel like they have to talk with someone, but they don't trust anyone in their immediate environment, so they're thinking about you. Who is the only person I know in my life that is stable, that is mature, that acts their age, that is graceful, that I can talk to? Who's the only person that I really trust, who has maybe seen parts of the true me that come out in their presence, and they're thinking about you. They think you would listen and you would care. Interesting. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else about this person and this dynamic? The Devil that kind of almost flipped reverse, and it landed on that childhood message that I have already seen here. They feel like in finally reflecting on their childhood and working through some of their issues, they're going to get out of this very toxic energy they have been in for a very long time. You seem to be a key for that. I just want to tell you that, it's definitely okay to support a person, to care for someone and to listen to them, wanting to be of service and help them, but don't get yourself be dragged into a very dark, conflicting energy here, because this person is going through it right now. So definitely be a friend to them if that's what you want, but you cannot do the work for this person, right? This person has to go through this alone. You can definitely support them and be there for them, and if they want to talk and that's okay with you, it doesn't drag you down too much, definitely talk to you, but don't allow yourself to be dragged into something that is not yours to carry, right? This person is going through their baggage right now, their baggage of life, their baggage of their past, the commitments that they've made. You could also already be in a commitment with this person, so this could be your partner that is going through some deep shedding here of emotional blocks and childhood wounds, maybe even trauma that they have never looked at. They want a different kind of partnership than what they have seen their parents be in growing up, They want a solid and stable connection with someone that is rooted in truth and that's rooted in honesty. And they never had that. They never opened up to someone like that. They never actually shown someone their true colors. You might be the first person that feels like they can see right through them. They definitely feel like they can open up to you. Can I get some more clarifiers on who this person is? What are the next actions of that person? Wow. The Emperor, the King of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. Yeah, so this could be an earth or a fire sign, possibly an Aries. They're now taking matters into their own hands. They're up-leveling here, they're maturing. They're finally taking the action because they have finally discovered something about their life they haven't really seen before. This person is going to be very self-expressive, might be a very creative person who on the outside always appears to be positive and as if they have their life together, but really they don't have their life together. They're figuring themselves out right now. They have observed something about their environment and about the people that they're with that is quite shocking to them, and they want to get out of the energy. They almost want to leave their entire friend group behind, and they really want to work through those childhood wounds that they have carried with themselves that have allowed these people, these toxic or fake people, to come into their life in the first place. They want to get rid of all of that. So they want to kind of rip out the roots and plant new seeds. It's like when they look at their family and their friends, they almost see maybe, no one, but maybe only a few people in their future life here that they want to build. But a person that they see in their future is you. You are wish fulfillment for this person. Do you know that? They think very highly of you. They want to be with you. They see longevity with you. They're very grateful to you because you have shown them what true love and true friendship and truly showing up for another person, caring for them actually looks like. They didn't know before. Because of you, they have reconnected to their truth and to their emotions that they have hidden for a very long time. This person is going through a major awakening process right here. Major. Like this shift out of 2025 into 2026 is huge for that person. But I see them wanting to reach out to you because they literally don't know who else to talk to, and they have to talk with someone about what they have discovered here about their life, their childhood, their upbringing, the people that they have around. They want to leave all of that behind. They want to move toward solid and stable connections with people that are actually authentic and truthful. And you are one of these people. Maybe the only person that they know who's like that. The next actions they're going to take is they're going to find the confidence and they're going to go after the things that they truly want. And if they have to leave certain people or all people behind that they have spent their life with, maybe up until this point, they will do that. They're going to cut ties with a lot of people because they're sick and tired of the old games, of the old patterns and mindsets that they have carried around with themselves. They're getting rid of all that. They're jumping off of the edge. They're doing something that the people around them never thought they were capable of doing. And you are a catalyst, or you have been a catalyst for this person's growth and their reflections here. You held up a mirror for this person to realize everything that I've just talked about. Wow, the people in my life are just very toxic. They don't really care about me. Wow, I carry some emotional wounds from my childhood that have influenced what kind of people I allowed in and which one I didn't allow in, and I made the wrong choices. That is based on an old mindset, a structure that I have grown up with, but I feel like I have outgrown this. I'm going to leave this behind. This person is going to call you or message you very soon, talking about certain realizations that they've had. They're completely flipping and turning their life around. They have gained a lot of clarity, and they have all the clarity now that they need in order to start a new life and a new beginning for themselves. And they feel a lot of relief for having discovered all of this. Again, they feel very blessed to know you because you have made them aware of a lot of this. You have kickstarted maybe this awakening that they're going through right now. Maybe the universe has kind of planted you in this person's life to wake them up, to make them aware of what's no longer working in their life, what maybe has never worked, but what they accepted as just life or the reality of things. They're realizing they have kind of gaslit themselves here. There's major clarity, a major truth that they have realized here over these first few days of the new year. And there's a lot of relief that this person feels. Finally, I understand what's been stopping me all along. I didn't know what my problem was. I didn't know why my relationships didn't last. I didn't know why I was always so sad and why those friends I had around never really felt like the right people, but I could never really pinpoint what the problem was. Thanks to you and meeting you, they have figured out what doesn't work in their life, and it has something to do with their social circle and the people that they allow in. They're going to leave this behind. They're going for a new beginning. And just the thought of leaving this behind is a huge relief for that person. They have carried baggage for way too long that is not actually theirs to carry. It stems from their parents, from their childhood, and it has influenced their entire life up until now, and they're no longer going to allow that to happen. There's a lot of curiosity and excitement for this new beginning that they're now creating for themselves, and they're going to talk with you about that. This is a major transformation. Wow. So this is all that I have for you guys here. I hope this was helpful. I hope this is reaching whoever it needs to reach. I wish you a beautiful rest of your day.